If you're looking to deal big damage in the expanded format, then Snorlax is the deck for you. Welcome back, everyone, to more from the Sableyes. I'm Mitch, and today, as I mentioned, we're going to take another look at the expanded format with the original expanded VMAX, the very first VMAX to be very successful in the expanded format, and that is Snorlax VMAX. It's a really, really good deck that pairs well with Zoroark-GX, which we've seen, obviously, in the Raticate video. So let's jump onto PTCGO and check out the list. This one comes to us from Ferri TV over on play.limitlesstcg.com. He used this one in the Limitless Weekly number 26, and it is focused around our main attacker, Snorlax VMAX. G-Max Fall is an incredibly powerful attack. For 3 colorless energy, we deal 60 damage, plus an extra 30 for every benched Pokemon that we have on the field. That means for 5 Pokemon on the bench, we are dealing an extra 150 damage, plus the 60, that's 210. If we have 3 more Pokemon on the bench, thanks to cards like Skyfield, which are obviously legal in Expanded, then we can get numbers as high as 300 with our Snorlax VMAX. That's knocking out a lot of things in the format, and it is putting a lot of pressure on cards that are big, like VMAX Eternatus, that kind of stuff. So make sure that you consider your bench management with this deck, because it is incredibly important. For that reason, we also play copies of Zoroark-GX, as I mentioned before. Trade a very, very good ability, but since we can put a whole bunch of Pokemon on the bench, this is probably the best one to put there. And Riders Beating, the attack that we use with this Zoroark, has a similar effect. We do 20 times the amount of damage for each Pokemon in play, so that can get to a relatively high number as well. But we do want to focus that Snorlax. I will mention a couple of very important cards that we do play in this list. We've got this Altaria, which I think is really neat. Every one of our colorless Pokemon has no weakness. Now, we can evolve into this Altaria using Ditto Prism Star, and that means that our Snorlax VMAX isn't weak to a lot of the fighting Pokemon that are prevalent in the expanded format at the moment. It is a card that is eminently cuttable. You can get rid of it, but I think it is a really cool inclusion. Also, AZ, another supporter that lots of people may not have heard of. Put one of the Pokemon that is in play into your hand, discard all the cards attached to it. That means that you can get cards like Dedenne or Tapu Lele, or even cards like Crobat back so that you can use their abilities again. A very intelligent way to use it might be to pick up a Zoroark-GX and use that trade ability one more time from a fresh Zorua that's already in play. Finally, we have a Foul Play Zoroark. This is from the original black and white base set, so it's a little bit difficult to pick up, but Foul Play is a very powerful attack that can choose one of our opponent's Pokemon's attacks, their defending Pokemon's attacks, and use it as its own. So if your opponent promotes a Zacian, we can just use that attack, knock it out straight away. A really, really good deck, and a really good card in a good deck. Let's take this one out into the ladder, and we'll see if we can find some good games where our Snorlax takes some big knockouts. Game 1, and we've got ourselves an average start. That quick ball makes this a little bit better, though. Let's play that one down. We're going to get rid of the Altaria because I know that our opponent is playing a dark deck. I've been playing this list quite a lot. Just double checking here. For cards, we've got all of the supporters that I care about. Let's grab the Ditto. That could work. I like the idea of the Zorua as well. Although, to be fair, we might need a Snorlax here. I think the Zorua is fine, though. We can play that down, and then I think we just did Dedenne. Actually, let's play down the Skyfield and then Dedenne, because we've got cards like a Rescue Stretcher, so we can get our Zoroarks and our Snorlaxes back. It's a big problem, though. There is that Rescue Stretcher, by the way. It's a big problem to get rid of all of those Snorlaxes early, though, because it means that we don't really have too much flexibility, but it's gonna be fine. Now, I'm expecting my opponent to throw down some Eternatus cards here, because that is the deck that I've seen Sableye V in the most. It could also be Dark Box. But Eternatus is the card that I'm expecting to see. And this is going to be a little bit awkward, because Eternatus has 340 HP, which means that we can't knock it out in one shot. Our opponent plays Hypnotoxic Laser and then Piers. Okay, that's acceptable. And they're going to grab themselves a Dark Pokemon and an Energy. They're going to use the Nightmare Star Darkrai Prism, which is a very, very cool card. We play that down and then attach 2 Dark Energy from your hand to that Pokemon. And they're going to attach to the Sableye, and then presumably, yep, they've got a Quick Ball for a Crobat. I was about to say, presumably they're going to draw some cards here. So this will tell us, is this a Dark Box deck, or is it a Dark... Oh, it's an Eternatus, so they've got the Crobat in hand. There you go. Wouldn't you know it? They may have even searched for that, to be honest, with the peers. I think they did. Anyway, it's fine. They've just had a perfect start. It's not a problem. The only thing that could really be better for them is to put down something like not a Weavile, a Sneasel, maybe, to move some of their energy around. But to be honest, it's not that big of a deal. Our hand isn't amazing here. We've got a little bit of work to do. We do need to put those Snorlaxes back into the deck, but we can't attack with a VMAX this turn anyway. We don't have access to anything, really. I think we're going to need to AZ here. Just a matter of whether we AZ the Lele or the Dedenne. The Dedenne seems like the likely option, because then we can discard this hand. Let's attach the Floatstone to the active. We will play the AZ. We'll grab the Dedenne back. We'll use our Rescue Stretcher to shuffle in those 3 cards we threw away early. Those Snorlaxes are going to be important. And now we just have to hope that this Dedenne hits a bunch of cards. Really, it comes down to that. We've got a Zorua, which is fantastic. We've got a Zoroark, which is even better. At the moment, we don't have a huge... Well, there's the Exeggcute that I kind of would like to have in my hand. We don't have a huge amount of options. Let's Crobat and see if we can find something good. The Quick Ball and the Snorlax, incredible. And the Sudowoodo, it's coming up clutch in this one. It's going to be able to stop our opponent from benching a bunch of Pokemon. That means that this Eternatus deck is not likely going to be able to deal too much damage to us, which is really quite good. We've got the Exeggcute now. We can start to trade that stuff away. We've got another Zorua down. We've got a Snorlax in play. I think we just leave the Tapu Lele in the active, to be honest. If they choose to attack us with the Sableye, then that's fine, because we can just return the knockout next turn. If they get a knockout with an Eternatus VMAX, I think, is it even possible to do that? I think it's actually going to be perfect. I think they can do 150 with 4 Pokemon on the bench. They can. Just doing that maths in my head there. So if they do manage to get a VMAX attacking, that could be a little bit frightening. But there's not a lot of ways they can do it. Energy Switch is one of those ways that they can do it. And then they're going to Colress into a ton of cards. Colress, for those who don't know, shuffle your hand into your deck and then draw an amount of cards equal to the amount of benched Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent's. I've got 7. My opponent has 4, so that's a big 13 card hand that my opponent is drawing, and they're going to Field Blower away the Skyfield. That's really bad. Let's get rid of some of these support Pokemon. We probably don't need those down anymore. We're still Colressing for 9 here, so it's not like it's a bad supporter by any stretch of the imagination. Here's the Ultra Ball. They are going to get a knockout on our Tapu Lele this turn, which is... It's a little bit rough, but it's not too bad. Just means that we're going to need to hit through this Eternatus, which is a little bit difficult since we don't really have damage modifiers to get over 300 damage. Could do 300 to it, but is that going to be enough? Probably not. We'll wait and see. They do retreat. They've got the Tapu Lele in their sights. There's the Dread End, and it is perfect knockout thanks to that Hypnotoxic Laser. Alright, let's promote the Snorlax. Hopefully, we find a triple colorless energy and a Skyfield. That's actually perfect. Let's throw down the VMAX. Now, I'm thinking I might actually get the egg out here and trade before I Colress, because 8 cards is good, but 10 cards is better. Let's see if we can gamble on it. 2 basics? 1 basic. 1 basic's acceptable. Let's Quick Ball. I'm probably getting rid of that Field Blower. Let's get ourselves a Ditto, I think. Actually, no, the Snorlax is probably smarter, just in case they remove my active. And then we will Colress ourselves, and hopefully we can find a triple acceleration energy. Unfortunately, no. We've got a Ditto here. We do have an Ultra Ball and a Dowsing Machine. Let's put this other Zorua down. That seems fine. We can get our egg back. We might need to just go hunting here. with another Zoroark to try and find some energy if we can. That would be fantastic. We'll grab a Zoroark. There's only one of those left in deck. Only 2 triple accelerations out of 4. Okay, this is going to have to be one hell of a trade. We'll see if we can manage it. Let's thin out first with Trainers Mail. Let's grab the Quick Ball. It seems fine. Then we will Quick Ball. Oh, God, I should have got the egg out. That's okay. We'll grab a Snorlax. Then we can play that down. We can use Propagation. We can trade. That'll help. Actually, maybe I shouldn't have benched that Snorlax. Now that I'm thinking about it, I could have used Dowsing Machine for the Rescue Stretcher to grab Dedenne or Crobat. That's okay, that's fine. Let's trade. We'll just get the energy now anyway. It'll be fine. We didn't get the energy. Okay. Well, this is a problem. We'll give our opponent a little heartbreak emote because we didn't get what we needed. To be honest, it's not that bad for us. Our Snorlax should be able to tank an attack from the Eternatus. If they don't knock out the Eternatus, if they don't knock out the Sudowoodo this turn, we should be fine. The thing I'm actually very frightened of is the Skyfield. I think, yeah, we've only got 2 Skyfields left. We do have the Dowsing Machine, so we can get it back, but it's not ideal. We're going to have to just pass this turn, and hopefully, our opponent can't gust or replace the stadium. Hypnotoxic Laser's fine. I'm not worried about that. The sleep could be annoying. Doesn't end up mattering. You'd think, looking at our board, that our setup should be really spectacular, but it's just not. They've not got a great hand though either, which is great for us. It means that our Snorlax in the active, even though it is not in a great spot, is at least not knocked out. Let's Trainers Mail. Special Charge seems like it's going to be very important since we only have 2 special energy in the deck. We have a potential of 3 trades this turn, because of course we can use VS Seeker to get AZ back and pick up one of our Zoroarks if we need to, but I would much prefer just grab the triple acceleration energy. That seems perfectly fine. What we could do... What could we do here? Let's think. I probably shouldn't have attached to this Snorlax, because if I get this thing out of the active, we might be able to survive another turn. Let's see if we can find a Float Stone off of this trade. Let's trade. 7 cards left in deck. Got another Snorlax, which is okay. Not ideal, but it's okay. The problem is our opponent only has 4 prizes left to take. I'm going to have to Guzma here, I think. We're going to have to really motor and try and get going. So I think we're going to need the Dowsing Machine for a Float Stone here, just so that we can do some maneuvering, because this Snorlax is way dead next turn. So let's evolve. We'll evolve our benched Snorlax V into a VMAX. And then I'm thinking, let's not use the egg. Let's just Dowsing Machine and get rid of some cards that we're probably not going to use. We don't really need those. Let's grab the Float Stone here. And then Guzma is going to be the play. We're going to Guzma out our opponent's Eternatus with damage on it. Which Pokemon do I want to put the Float Stone on? It's probably just the Zoroark, right? We can retreat into our Snorlax and then take a knockout, which is very good. And then we've taken a couple of prizes. We've got an Energy, which is brilliant, and an Ultra Ball, not necessarily as good, but still workable. Our opponent, if they don't deal with Sudowoodo this turn, is limited to 150 damage. So there should be no way that our opponent knocks this Snorlax out. Even if they use Hypnotoxic Laser, the most damage they can deal is 320 in total, so an extra 160. So I'm pretty confident that our Snorlax survives. In saying that, watch 2 Zigzagoons come down and knock out this active Snorlax. We should be able to survive. There's the Restoration from Darkrai GX, which means that they get to take Dark Energies out of the discard pile and put them into play. And then just a Dread End. Okay, so we live, and this probably means we go on to win this game, I think. There's that Float Stone that we didn't need. I'm going to gust up the Darkrai. We will promote our fresh Snorlax, attach the triple acceleration energy, and now I think it's just a matter of doing a bit of thinning, to be honest. Let's grab our friend Exeggcute out. We'll discard him for a trade. We'll trade down to 2, because at the moment we're trying to stop an N from being impactful, right? If our opponent uses N, we want to give ourselves the best chance of drawing into everything we need. At the moment, we need energy, so we're going to get rid of all of our Pokemon Search. There's Guzmahala in there. We've got triple acceleration energy. I can use Special Charge next turn, so this should be fine. And we've got 2 extra prizes here. We've got another Special Charge, and we've got another Special Energy. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3 outs in a 7-card deck. 3 outs to energy in a 7-card deck, which is good. We've got 2 VS Seekers left, so we should have just summed up this game, because I don't think that it's possible for our opponent to really... What is going on here? Why are they switching into the Darkrai? That seems like an odd choice. Colress means the end's not happening, so we've got the game in hand, which is fantastic. What are they trying to do? What are they doing here? This is Dead End. If your opponent's active Pokemon is affected by a special condition, that Pokemon is knocked out. Okay, that's fine. Dead End's not a problem. You can knock me out. That's easy. Take 3 prizes, but you leave the Darkrai in the active, and I've got the energy in my hand. Plus, if there was energy in deck, I was guaranteed to get it, thanks to Zoroark. Let's G-Max full, take the knockout, and we managed to pull that one back. That was quite a difficult game, to be honest. There was lots of opportunities to lose that. Let's play another one. Alrighty, we've started Sudowoodo, and our opponent has started Crobat. They have Dark City, which is an interesting stadium card, and not a lot else. Okay, is there a way that I can actually donk in this deck? I don't think so. I don't even think that I'm attacking this turn. Let's Ultra Ball. We'll get rid of these 2 supporters. We don't yet know what our opponent is playing. I'm going to grab either a Snorlax or a... I think Snorlax is better than a Zoroark here. Let's also use the Trainers Mail. I don't really want either of those. I would have preferred to have seen a Quick Ball. Then let's research and draw 7 cards. See what we can do. No basics again is painful, but it's acceptable. Our opponent didn't do anything last turn. We don't even know what deck they're playing, to be honest, so it could be literally anything. Another Dark City. You'd have to think it's Dark Box with double Dark City. Are we playing Eternatus again? Why does paired Eternatus twice? I have. Okay. Okay, so we're playing Eternatus VMAX again. We'll see if we can replicate our results from the last game. We'll see how it goes. We need to get that Sudowoodo out of the active now, because it becomes very, very important. As we saw in the last matchup, it can reduce your opponent's damage potential so much that it makes it almost impossible for them to deal damage. They've got the Slowbro, so this is like the poison variant from Standard, except instead of Standard it's expanded, I suppose. Alrighty, anything that we want to get here? I don't think so. We might go back in with the Exeggcute. We'll discard that in the Zoroark, because we're not going to use that. Let's grab the Ultra Ball. That's probably fine. I think that's okay. Just kind of want to Colress for a couple of cards. To be honest, I don't even need to Colress. I could Ultra Ball away the Zoroark and the Field Blower here. And grab something like Crobat. Because if I luck out, I could go from drawing like 5 cards to drawing like 9 cards. Well, that's pretty lucky. I've got the Zoro, I've got a Grimer, I've got a Ditto, so let's throw all of those down, and now I can Colress for a whole bunch more. That is 8 instead of 5. That's a pretty solid effort. And we've got an Ultra Ball to find a VMAX, and we also have a triple acceleration energy, I think. Let's use Trainer's Mail. We'll just continue to thin here. We'll grab a Quick Ball. We can use that Quick Ball and discard the Exeggcute and find another basic. Zorua seems fine. Probably could have gone for another whatchamajiggy. What do you call it? Snorlax. Probably could have gone for that. We will Ultra Ball, get rid of the Exeggcute and the... let's go the Field Blower. I was about to say maybe VS Seeker, but probably not. Probably want to hold on to that. Let's grab the Snorlax VMAX. We'll throw down the Zorua. We'll throw down the Snorlax. And then I think we're actually taking a knockout on this Eternatus here, which is really good in the early game. GMAX Full, such a powerful attack, 240 damage, and that is enough to deal a knockout to pretty much every V in the format. Consider the fact that Pikarom is a really powerful deck in Expanded. You can knock that out with Snorlax. ADP, you can knock that out. This is annoying. We're going to lose this Crobat, but it's not too bad. But yeah, really, really, really powerful. And we've got the triple acceleration in hand. We're currently... Okay, well, I shouldn't have said that. Why did I say that? Why do I do these things to myself? It's fine. It's fine. We're going to draw into it again anyway. We're going to draw into that and a better hand. So here we go. Didn't happen, but that's pretty good hands. I can live with that. That's a Zoroark. Oh, maybe it's not a Zoroark. We've got 2 in the discard pile. I've only got 1 copy of the Zoroark left. That's pretty average. You know, Zigzagoon ping the active. Then Rapid Fire Poison. So they are setting up to try and knock this Snorlax V out with an Eternatus. They will need to remove the Sudowoodo. And they're just throwing a Zigzagoon up into the active for me. I'm feeling a lot more comfortable. We got the triple acceleration energy anyway. Let's attach it. That seems pretty good. Then we can use... Actually, let's use the Exeggcute here. We can propagate. Because if we happen to find Skyfield, we will be very happy this turn. Let's Ultra Ball. We grab our last Zoroark-GX out of the deck. Throw that down. We're going to grab that Exeggcute back, actually. We're going to use the VS Seeker first. Let's grab the Colress now. We may as well just play it, right? 9's pretty good. We don't need to risk it. I changed my mind. There's a Skyfield, though. We've got a Quick Ball, and we've got the Tapu Lele, which we can throw down as well. There's actually a lot of cards here that we're going to be able to utilize. Let's trade. We'll trade the Exeggcute. We're looking for a Snorlax V at some point. We found an Energy, which is good. We'll propagate again. We can then Quick Ball it away, which is going to find us that Snorlax, methinks. It's going to be the best option here. We can throw down the Skyfield. We can play down the Snorlax. And then I think that's pretty much all we need to do. We GMAX Fall now. And then next turn we can use the Special Charge. We go down to 3 prizes here, which is good. It's not so good if our opponent plays N, because we're going to almost definitely have to go down to 1 prize remaining at some point. But if we can find our GXs again, our Zoroarks again, by using something like Rescue Stretcher, we shouldn't be too far off winning this game. I'm feeling pretty comfortable. Money is frustrating, but it's not N. So, that's okay. It's not a problem. Triple Acceleration and Rescue Stretcher is very good. Plus, we've got Muk and Zorua. 2 good cards to have in our hand. Hopefully, our opponent doesn't replace the Stadium. If they do, we'll need to find Guzman to knock out one of the Crobats or the Slowbro. Feeling pretty decent. They've gone for a Crobat there. There's 3 opportunities to win the game on the bench very easily, even if they get rid of the Skyfield. But they're not. They're just attacking into me with the Eternatus. Alright, so we've got ourselves a game. We've got ourselves a real game here. And we've top-decked a Guzma as well. So that's guaranteed 2 prizes this turn. Let's propagate. We will trade with the Exeggcute. Grab 2 more cards. Guzma and Special Charge, both very good. There's 2 triple accelerations in there, so we'll Special Charge and put those back in. Then I'm thinking there's 2 Zoroarks in there. We probably can just pick this up with the Rescue Stretcher. We may just shuffle them in, to be honest. I don't know. We definitely attach, and we're definitely going to play the Zorua down. So let's do... Actually, no, we might not do that. Let's just Gust. I think we can knock out the Slowbro here. We can go into our Sudowoodo, which is nice, and retreat again. I'm actually thinking that we just attack here. We take the knockout. If we hold on to the Rescue Stretcher, we should be fine, even if our opponent knocks out our Snorlax here. That's my thought process, right? Because I'm worried maybe my opponent knocks out the Snorlax and I don't have a follow-up. This Rescue Stretcher can guarantee the Snorlax VMAX. All we need is an Energy and a Gust. So it is a very possible play that happens. We could also Rescue Stretcher into the deck and then do some more drawing with cards like Dedenne and Crobat. But to be honest, I think it's going to be fine from here on out. We're just too far in front. I think, unless our opponent... Okay, they're playing Marnies. They're obviously not playing N. This feels like it's probably just a standard deck that my opponent is playing in Expanded. Maybe there's 1 or 2 Expanded cards in there. If they were playing N, then this would have been a much bigger problem. Are they going to Dread End, which takes the knockout, which we were expecting. Now we have the Dedenne, we have Tapu Lele, we have triple acceleration energy. What is the best way of going about winning this game? It may be playing the Tapu Lele down. Depends on our top deck. Special charges is not ideal. We can propagate. Maybe we do that and trade first. This is a tough one, because I don't want to lose the energy, but I also don't really think that this hand is going to win us the game. Let's play the Lele down. We can search our deck for a supporter card. We'll grab the research. No, let's grab the Guzmahala. Maybe we should have used the research, to be honest. That's Dedenne. I'm just thinning out here. We want to draw as many cards as we can. That is an exceptional hand. Alright, so... 1, 2... Oh, VS Seeker. Hang on a second. We just win the game, right? Put a Pokemon from the discard pile into our hand. We've got the VMAX. We've got the energy in hand. We've got the VS Seeker for Guzma, which means we can gust up a Crobat and win this game. So, we've done it again. We've managed to beat Eternatus twice here, which is pretty gosh darn good. And you can see it doesn't really matter whether we hit through a big VMAX Pokemon or not. We can always go around it and deal with all the support Pokemon, which is really strong. Not a good time. Those 2 good games. So we finally managed to check Snorlax off of the OG 150 challenge, where I'm trying to play games with all of the original 151 Pokemon. The top row almost finished, the bottom row almost finished as well. We're going to try and soldier on with this a little bit more, get some more of these done, and we're going to try and play some more expanded decks as well. So if you like expanded content and you want to see more, then jump down into the comments, let me know the types of decks that you'd like to see. Also, leave a like whilst you're down there. That is the single most important thing that you can do as a watcher to your favorite YouTuber. If you like this stuff, then click the like button. It takes 1 second and it's immeasurably important. If you are more than just a fan, consider becoming a member. Thank you very much to all of the channel members who have stuck with me so far. They are all over here. Dadbot, Azazel, Taco, Fernando, Yolo, Stephen Ty, Agent Abel, Austin, Josiah, Andy, Exonix, Robsy, Caster PT. Thank you very much to all of you for your variously generous contributions, as well as everyone over there in white who is a mega Sableye, and all of my other members as well. Thank you very much. The base tier is just $3 Australian, so less than a cup of coffee. If you're interested in doing that, there's a link down in the description as well. Otherwise, I'll leave you at that. Thank you very much for coming along, and I'll see you next time for more from the Sableyes. Bye.